All right, everyone. I am live here again with Kiwi the parakeet. And for anyone interested, we are now doing shirts. And the link is right there in the comments, if you can see. Right under below in the description, there is a link so that you can now buy a Kiwi. There he is. Yep, Kiwi the parakeet shirt. It is actually a photo that I took of Kiwi and then turned into art and made it green and put on a shirt. So if you have any questions about Kiwi the parakeet, now is a great time to do a Q&A, and definitely buy a shirt if you want. Yep, second. I'm going to try and respond to questions and comments as they come in. One thing people ask pretty frequently is, how old is Kiwi? Kiwi is 3 years old, and he was hand raised. We got him from a bird shop, actually a pet store that specializes in parakeets. Question says, does Kiwi like to fly around your house? He loves flying around. In fact, I actually had to come into a closed room because he wanted to fly around a bunch. And right here, he's more prone to staying on my glasses right now. So that's why he's not all going crazy. Kiwi, you have quite the following. He's actually scratched my glasses a little bit here from biting on the lenses, and they're brand new glasses too, which kind of sucks. Kiwi's favorite snack and food. We feed him bird like pellets. You can see he's got like fuzz face right now. He's got fuzz stuck to his face. He makes it really hard for us to get it off of him too, because he doesn't like being touched on the face. We feed him pellets. We feed him like apples and bananas, and he's tried other fruits and vegetables. He really likes kale and spinach. Someone says, does he have a female friend? Not right now. We're looking at getting another bird. It's probably going to be another male because they're like less territorial than females are, and they're less likely to breed. And let's see here. I'm trying to scroll and hold the bird at the same time. Does he like to take baths? Yes. If you actually look at the other videos, he loves to bathe, but nowadays he only bathes in a pint glass, and we don't really know why. He doesn't like to bathe in shallow dishes anymore, but yep, he bathes in pint glasses. Are you going to say hi to people? Or are you just going to be super quiet just because you're on video? He's actually really hard to film talking because he gets into this mood of talking and then he just like goes all crazy. But then if you put a camera in his face, he like shuts up. So you have to put the camera out and then just hope that he starts talking. How often does he talk? Several times a day. I mean, we're kind of at work for a good part of the day, so we don't really hear him when we're gone, obviously. But he gets really excited when we come home, and he chirps and he talks a lot. And I don't know. He's been pretty active tonight, actually. Let's see if I can switch sides here. Does he respond to petting and affection? A little bit. He doesn't. He can get a little bit. He can get a little bit scared if you get too touchy with him. But let's see here. Let me try and switch this around and see, because he'll only usually let me scratch him if he's inside the cage. And this cage looks a little bit barren because it's actually his second cage. So like if he's in here in the bedroom with us, just hanging out, he has a place to go back to. So yeah, there's nothing in this cage really because he doesn't spend a lot of time in here at all. So let's see if I can give him some neck scratches. Yes, he likes neck scratches. Sometimes. Sometimes he gets temperamental. You want some neck scratches? Like he's kind of okay with it right now. But more than anything, he's got this fuzz on his mouth. There it goes. If you can see that fuzz. Question is, do parakeets need a lot of space? I mean, no, not really. Some people will keep birds in a cage this size, which I think is a little bit too small. But the other cage that we have is the large version. This is the Vision M01, like the medium cage. And the larger cage that we have is the L01, which is the large cage. How often does he get hormonal? I'm not really sure if male, I don't know. It's hard to say. We've never seen him like hump anything before, but yeah, there's definitely times where he's more active. Maybe it has something to do with hormones. I'm not sure. What's the most common thing for him to say? Probably cute baby bird. If I say cute baby bird, see, he loves it. He loves when we talk to him. So he gets super excited. I'm not sure if he'll say anything or not. Are you a cute baby bird? He's really content right now. He's super happy. How old is Kiwi and how long have you had him for? Kiwi's about 3 and we've had him almost his entire life since he was maybe 2.5 months old. So he was hand raised by a breeder, and that's when he was taught to like step up onto a finger and everything. And yeah, we got him really young. We've had him a long time. If I give him something shiny, he might actually talk to it. I've got maybe a pen. Let's see here. This is shiny. Don't be scared of it. You silly. Is he sensitive to temperatures? Yes, if it gets too cold, he tends to get sick. So we try and keep him in a warm room. Someone else asked, why don't you get him a mate? We are on the waiting list to get another hand-raised parakeet. They are in such high demand, and he only breeds them in small groups. So that we have to wait months and months. When we got Kiwi, we were on the waiting list for about 3 months, I think. Are you confused? All right, let's see. We can take him into the kitchen and get him a snack. So bear with me, and I will be right back once we're in the kitchen. All right, come with. You can hear him flapping around. Come here, bird. All right, here we go into the kitchen. There's a very good chance he will fly back into the cage upstairs, but we will see. I'll do this for right now and prop this up and see if he talks to the KitchenAid blender or not. Gotta prop this phone up on something. It's kind of hard, actually. There we go. All right, we got some fresh spinach here. I can't really see your comments right now, but I can try and feed him close to the camera. And he just loves this stuff. He loves it a lot. He's taking the tiniest little bites out of it. But I think right now he's kind of interested in talking to his reflection. He's like, food, reflection? Which one? Alright, I'm going to hold the camera and see if I can read your comments now. I'll try and keep this on him. Alright, someone asked, are female birds sometimes green or blue color? No, the color of the bird actually has nothing to do with the sex of the bird. Color is caused by a genetic mutation. So the default, the regular color is this green and yellow with a sort of a blue tail feather. But any other colors are completely genetic sort of mutations. And so people can breed them for that. But most likely if you have 2 green parakeets, you're going to get green parakeet babies. What a bird. Are you a cute baby bird? he said, tell me about, when I usually ask Siri, I say, tell me about parakeets. See, now he's trying to repeat back the Wikipedia article that Siri reads back. Watch this. Tell me about parakeets. He says, turn on bedroom, because we have those lights that you can control with Siri, and one of the commands is like turn on bedroom or turn off bedroom, and so we've said it enough times that he's like learned the commands. He's never been able to activate the lights himself, but he certainly repeats us a lot. Hey, you guys, have you checked out the Kiwi the Budgie shirts yet, with the black shirts and the green outline? Because if you haven't yet, check them out. Let me know what you think. Even if you don't buy them, we want to know if you like the designs, because we can always change it up. Britt L asks, how do you teach a bird to talk? It is a lot of repetition. He repeats stuff that he hears, and he repeats stuff that he hears a lot. So you just have to repeat things over and over again, and consistently too. It has to be the same exact sound, because if you say a phrase in one tone and then you change it to another tone, those are two different things to him. So it has to be the same way every time. No, kitty, that's my pot pie. Good bird. That's right. Someone says, I like the shirts, but are there going to be more colors available? We can make the shirts in pretty much any combination of colors. It's a little bit harder to change the actual print color. Right now we have green, but we can put up colors like blue shirts or orange shirts or anything pretty much. What other color of shirt would people like to see? Like navy blue or white, or I'm curious. Someone says, I've forgotten, but is only the male bird capable of speaking? Mostly, yeah. Females don't really talk a whole lot. The males, it's much more common. Someone says, can you teach him the beep beep I'm a sheep song? It'd probably take a while. Someone says, why does he like the mixer so much? He sees his reflection in it. So he's talking to his reflection. And now he's doing my laugh. Are you a cute baby chicken? This is bird phone. This is bird phone. Can the food change the color of a parakeet's face? I don't know. I mean, it can stain their face. Like if you feed them beets, it looks like they murdered something because their face turns all red, but it washes off. Someone says, well, thank you, Rose. You said, I really like the t-shirt design. Who sketched the design? I took a picture of him. It's actually the picture from the YouTube banner, and I sketched it using my iPad and a program called Procreate, and then I modified it in Photoshop so I could color it, and then I made that into a t-shirt design. Does he think the reflection is actually another bird? Yes. There are very, very few animals out there that can recognize themselves in a mirror. So most dogs, most animals even dogs and cats really don't recognize that it's not another animal in a mirror. And really, anything else shiny too, he likes a lot, like a spoon. Let's see. I'll talk to a spoon too, probably. Yeah, thanks, Rose, for the compliments on the shirt. Kristen Melody says, also, how do I know if a parakeet is a girl or a boy? Well, the female parakeets above their beak, right at the top of their beak, like kiwis is blue, and that's what happens to males. And for females, they have a brown or pink cere above their beak. And it doesn't develop until they're about 7 to 10 months old, and I don't know, 6 to 8 months maybe. And that's how you can tell. Of course, he pooped on the counter, so we have to fix that. Don't laugh. All right. You want more spinach? How do you cure a bird if the crop is acting up? I don't know. Fortunately, kiwis never been really sick, but yeah, crop infections are one of the more common illnesses they can get, which can kill them. But yeah, that's something you have to take them to the vet for. Alex asks, how old is Kiwi? He is 3 years old. See if I flip the spoon, what he does. Yeah, we've tried to feed Kiwi some kale, but kale ends up being a little bit tough for his beak, so he can't chew it as easily. And this spinach is actually really thick spinach, so he's had a little bit of trouble with it, but he likes it still. He sees something in a reflection. He's looking at it all sideways. Yeah, he's doing that sort of beak grinding right now. It's sort of... They do it at each other, but they also do it out of a sign of contentment. Does he know he's being recorded? Yeah, he's a little bit camera shy. I think it's just the fact that there's something else alive, like me, near him. What are you looking at? He gets spooked by the weirdest things. If he sees like a branch outside the window, he freaks out. How can we tell the age of a bird, parakeets or budgies to be exact? That's really hard to say. Birds don't really show age very well. I think that's an evolutionary thing. If they look weak or old to predators, they're more likely to be eaten. So maybe they evolved not to show age very much. But yeah, I mean, between him being 1 and 3 years old, he doesn't really look very different at all. And the guy at the pet shop who has a bird, his bird is like 7 or 8 years old, and he really doesn't look any different than Kiwi does in terms of age or feather or anything, because they molt a couple times a year and they lose their feathers, regrow new ones, and they're good as new. Someone asked, does Kiwi ever act up when it's mating season? I don't know really what the signs are of that, to be honest. There's no other bird in the house, so he doesn't really act out at another bird, but sometimes he gets a little bit feisty with us. He'll bite more often or anything, but yeah, kind of hard to tell. Are you a cute little baby bird? Yeah, it's conflicting. Some people say budgies live 8 to 10 years. I've heard 8 to 15 years. Definitely because they're smaller birds, they don't live quite as long as other breeds do. Like cockatiels can live 20, 25 years, I think. Tell me about parakeets. Someone asked if we've ever had another pet bird in the past. Nope, Kiwi's our first bird. Tell me about parakeets. Someone asked, have you ever taken Kiwi outside? No, and we never will. We've had to transport him outside while he's in a cage, like getting him in the car if we're taking him somewhere. But no, they're prey animals, and he would fly away and never come back, and he would not survive on his own in the wild. Does Kiwi ever repeat commercials from TV? No, we don't watch enough TV or enough of the same commercials for him to really learn anything. But kind of wondering whether he's going to learn that Netflix chime when you log into Netflix. He might eventually. My aunt had a parakeet for over about 10 years, but she took him outside and he flew away. Any guesses why? Well, they don't really, unlike pigeons, for example, they don't know how to get back to their home. They're nomadic animals, so they'll fly away. They'll live anywhere that there's trees and water. So yeah, they don't really have the concept of home base. That's an artificial thing that we impose on them by putting them in cages. But yeah, if they're outside, they can get spooked by any number of things. If they're used to living indoors, they're gonna die out there in the wild. They're not, unless they're born in the wild, they're not suited to live in the wild once they've been in captivity. What's the best place to put the bird cage for the bird's house, near a window, etc.? That's actually a really good question. You don't want it too near a window. You don't want them under direct light because they don't like being in direct light. You don't want it anywhere where it's drafty, like near an open door, because the air, the flowing air can make them sick. Someplace not too cold. We keep him upstairs where it's warmer. The heater comes on, but it's warm air and it's not directly at his cage, so it's okay. But yeah, we cover him up at night so he's not scared of things in his surroundings. But yeah, anywhere you have space where again, it's not too cold, not near a door, not drafty, that's pretty good. My bird's cage is nearby the television. Would that be safe for him? Yeah, as long as the TV doesn't get too loud. Ours is somewhat near the TV too, but it's never so loud as to bother him. Does Kiwi sometimes talk during the night? No, never. Birds, like parakeets, need about 12 hours of sleep a night, and so once he's asleep for the night, he doesn't make a sound until it gets light again in the morning. Can parakeets dream? I think, yeah, because he's woken up with night terrors and fluttering around the cage, so I think they definitely dream, just like dogs and cats do, I think. Does he have a favorite toy? Yeah, he's got like a little yellow disc in his cage that you've probably seen in the other videos that he loves. It's like his favorite toy. Do you wake up with him talking? Yeah, we used to. When we lived in a place where the cage was near the bedroom, we definitely did. What time does he go to sleep? Whenever we do. If we go to sleep really late, we'll put the cover on his cage so he sleeps earlier, but, 9, 10 at night. Hey, bird. What is the best material for a perch? Yeah, wood tends to be the most popular one for health. It's good for their nails. It helps them file them down. Sandpaper can be dangerous if their feet get scratched and they get infected. But we have a combination. We have sandpaper, we have wood, we have plastic, and he uses them all, but he tends to stay on the perch closest to his favorite toy. So sometimes we have to put the wood perch in that position so it files his nails down a little bit. Does Kiwi like music a lot? Yeah, he loves music. He loves when the TV's on, when we're watching a movie. They really love chaotic noise. And so he kind of talks the most, actually, when there's noise in the background. What happens if parakeets don't get any sleep? I don't know, and I don't want to find out. Don't know anything about cockatiels. Only that they don't really talk like parakeets and other parrots do, but they're really good at singing tunes. Does Kiwi fly around the house when he gets the chance? Yes, all the time. Multiple hours a day. Here's that beak grinding again. Want some more spinach? Why did you name him Kiwi? We just thought it was a cute name. We later discovered that a lot of people name their birds Kiwi. Has Kiwi ever gotten injured? One time he had a blood feather coming in, that not fully developed feather, that I think broke when he was flying or something, and so he started to bleed, which was terrifying because it doesn't take much for them to bleed out. So we had to actually pull the blood feather out, because if a blood feather breaks and and the bird doesn't pull it out, they can bleed out through it. But if you pull the feather, that little spot in their skin where the feather came through will actually close up on its own. So we had to get special tweezers and hold the bird's wing open and pull the blood feather out, and then he was okay. A couple people have asked again, how old is he? He's 3. Just about exactly 3 years old. Someone asked, if a cockatiel loses a blood feather, can it die? I don't know. I think losing the blood feather is probably the best thing to happen, because if the blood feather breaks, then they can bleed. But if the feather comes entirely out, then that hole closes up, I think. Can Kiwi activate Siri on his own with his voice? He can, and he does sometimes. One of my the most popular Kiwi YouTube video is the one that got him YouTube famous, which is of him activating Siri. So yeah, he learned it really well. If a parakeet loses a blood feather, can they die? It's the same thing with any bird, I think. A broken blood feather is more dangerous than a lost one. What is the average time that budgies or parakeets should be outside of the cage for? Flying, walking, eating in the house. As much as you have time for, honestly. Whenever we're home and we're in the same room, we keep the cage open. Sometimes he just stays in the cage. Sometimes he flies out. So it's best to let them choose. But he probably spends at least a couple hours a day outside the cage. He's very curious. Eric asks, is it he or she? No, it's a male. It's a he. My budgie lived 12 years. Also, I never trained him. He was never scared of me. I felt like he was trained. Do you know why? I think when you only have one and they're used to you, being their person, they tend to get more acquainted with you even if you don't train them. I mean, we haven't really specifically trained Kiwi with a lot of stuff, but by the time we got him, he was already trained to go up on a finger, so he's just super tame in general. I think there's a difference between the bird being tame and the bird being, trained. What is the best ways to get a parakeet or a budgie to get used to you or to know you? Just being as close to them as possible, If they're scared of your hand, you want to put your hand near the cage for a while, and then in the cage, and then not touch them. And then after a while, maybe they'll step up on your finger. Like Kiwi, sometimes he gets in a mood and he doesn't want to do it, but most of the time he does. How can you know how old your parakeet is? I don't think that there's really a way to tell. You can tell if they're like a baby because they still have stripes on their forehead, but that's just about it. What snacks would parakeets enjoy the most, like fruits and vegetables? We feed him for vegetables like spinach, kale, carrots, celery stalks. I don't know. We try different things. Oh yeah, Abigail has a point. Yeah, their eyes, the whites of their eyes become more apparent the older they are. When they're babies, their eyes are completely black, but by the time they're a year or two old, that white has come in around the edges. As far as fruits, we feed them apple, banana, Asian pear, oranges. He's tried a bunch of stuff, actually. Philip asks, how large is his vocabulary? He probably knows about 50 words. And in terms of phrases, he probably knows about 20 different phrases that we've taught him. What a bird. That's right. Tell me about parakeets. Good bird. Yeah. Someone asks, is this your first bird? Yes. Someone asks, has he tried cheese or noodles? Nope, I don't think you should feed those to birds. Someone said, do female parakeets act funny toward female humans? I actually don't know. I'm not sure. Do you have hangouts so I can show you my parakeets and get more info? No, but you can always message me on YouTube. What are you saying?
My name is Kiwi. I'm a parakeet. I can't speak dumb as a beat bite.
Oh yeah, feeding eggs is good. We feed him hard-boiled egg whites, which he really loves. We tried feeding him the yolks, hard-boiled egg yolks, which have been, yeah, he liked that too. He loves the egg whites though a lot. Whenever he sees me eating an egg, a hard-boiled egg, he just goes nuts for it. Edric Wallace says, does he do anything when you're out? Yeah, I've put up a camera before, and he chirps like a normal bird. He talks, I think, a little bit, but yeah, he's pretty laid back when we're out.
Baby chicken.
What a baby chicken! That's right. Just a reminder for people who are joining, we do have shirts now available, black shirts with green print on them, and the design is something I actually sketched myself from a picture that we took of Kiwi. Does Kiwi like being touched? Only sometimes. Birds in general don't like being touched, but sometimes he'll let me scratch his head. But usually only if he's in the cage. If I put my finger toward him, he just doesn't really care for it a whole lot. But he'll step up just fine. Has Kiwi ever visited Chicago? No, Kiwi has never visited Chicago. Kiwi was born in he hatched in San Francisco, and he's from there. Come here. Oh, now he's flying around like a crazy bird. You silly bird. Look at this. It's flying around. Well, unfortunately, guys, Kiwi has gone back up to his cage, so it was really great chatting with you, and thanks for all the votes. And anyway, yeah, order some of those shirts. Let me know if you like the design. If you want another design or another color, please leave that in the comments, or just go ahead and send me a message. And flip this around. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and check out the shirts, and hope you enjoyed. Leave your questions in the comments. See ya.